My beloved child. There was a season in your life that felt unlike any other. The voices that once surrounded you grew distant, the doors that once seemed open became still, and even the familiar rhythms of your days carried a strange weight. What appeared to be emptiness felt endless, and yet beneath that quiet surface, something extraordinary was moving where your eyes could not reach. The silence did not announce its purpose. It arrived softly, wrapping itself around moments that once felt full of certainty, leaving you standing in a landscape where answers seemed hidden behind an unseen veil. Every passing day appeared ordinary, yet each one was carefully shaping a future that had not yet revealed its face. Many people mistake silence for absence. They believe that when nothing seems to happen, nothing is happening at all, but the deepest transformations often begin without applause, without signs, and without visible movement. The roots of the strongest trees grow in darkness long before anyone admires their height. My beloved child, there were days when your heart carried burdens that words could not explain. You continued moving forward even when the path felt uncertain, and that quiet perseverance became one of the greatest strengths your soul would ever develop. Type Amen if you believe every hidden season carries a purpose. There were moments when you watched others move ahead while you remained in place. The comparison stung in ways you rarely admitted, and the waiting seemed longer than it should have been, yet your journey was never meant to mirror anyone else's timeline. Behind every delay, unseen pieces were aligning. Circumstances that seemed disconnected were slowly weaving together, creating a picture far greater than the fragments you could see. What felt like stagnation was often preparation unfolding one invisible thread at a time. Archangel Michael says that the periods you considered empty were often the periods when your spirit was being strengthened. The calm stretches were not punishments or signs of abandonment, they were sacred spaces where endurance, wisdom, and clarity were quietly taking root. You were never standing still in the way you imagined. Even in moments when your surroundings remained unchanged, your perspective was evolving, your understanding was deepening, and your inner foundation was becoming stronger than before. Comment 333 if you are embracing the power of divine timing. Think of the mountains shaped by wind over centuries. Their strength did not appear overnight, and their beauty was not created through speed. They became what they are through patient forces working consistently beneath the surface of time. The same was happening within you. Every disappointment that taught resilience, every setback that revealed hidden courage, and every quiet night that invited reflection became part of a larger masterpiece being formed from your experiences. Sometimes growth arrives wrapped in discomfort. It disguises itself as uncertainty, convincing you that nothing is changing when in truth everything is changing at a deeper level. The soul often expands in places where the mind struggles to recognize progress. There were chapters when you felt disconnected from the dreams that once inspired you. Yet even then, those dreams were not disappearing, they were maturing, becoming refined by experience so they could align with a greater purpose. Type Amen if you trust the process unfolding within your life. Imagine standing beside a vast ocean before sunrise. The horizon appears dark and empty, and the world seems suspended between night and morning. Yet beneath that darkness, the dawn is already approaching, moving steadily toward the moment it will paint the sky with color. Many of your silent seasons carried that same energy. The breakthrough was already traveling toward you while you believed nothing was changing. The transformation was already underway while your eyes searched for visible proof. My beloved child, the waiting taught lessons that immediate success never could. It revealed patience where impatience once lived, wisdom where confusion once lingered, and faith in your own strength where doubt had tried to settle. There is a unique kind of confidence that develops only after surviving uncertainty. It cannot be borrowed from another person or purchased through achievement. It emerges from the realization that you continued moving forward despite not knowing exactly where the road would lead. Comment 777 if you are stronger today than you were before. The silence around you became a teacher. It encouraged you to listen more deeply, not only to the world around you but also to the wisdom that lived quietly within your own heart. Beneath the noise of expectations and opinions, your authentic self began to speak more clearly. As that inner voice grew stronger, many things started to change. You became less dependent on external validation and more connected to your own sense of purpose. What once felt essential gradually lost its power to distract you from what truly mattered. The stillness was creating space. It was clearing away old attachments, outdated fears, and unnecessary burdens that could not travel with you into your next chapter. What felt like loss was often the gentle removal of obstacles you no longer needed to carry. Archangel Michael says that every season of apparent emptiness holds hidden gifts waiting to be discovered. The soul gathers strength in silence the way the earth gathers energy before spring returns with renewed life. If these words resonate with your spirit, type Amen below. There is beauty in realizing that not every answer must arrive immediately. Some truths reveal themselves gradually, unfolding with perfect timing as your understanding becomes ready to receive them. What once seemed confusing often becomes clear when viewed from a greater distance. The experiences that tested you were not random interruptions. They were shaping your character, refining your vision, and preparing you to recognize opportunities that your earlier self might have overlooked. Every challenge carried a lesson hidden within its shadow. You may remember moments when hope felt fragile. Yet even then, a quiet spark remained alive inside you. It continued glowing through difficult days, protecting the possibility of a brighter future when circumstances offered little encouragement. That spark was never insignificant. It was evidence of a deeper strength that refused to disappear, no matter how many storms passed through your life. It remained because it was connected to something greater than temporary conditions. Comment 111 if your inner light continues to shine. Picture a sculptor standing before a block of stone. To an observer, the early stages may appear destructive as pieces are chipped away and rough edges are removed. Yet the sculptor sees beauty emerging where others see only loss. Life often works in a similar way. Certain experiences remove what no longer belongs so that your true essence can become visible. The process may feel uncomfortable, but it serves a purpose beyond immediate understanding. Every silent season was shaping contours within your spirit. It was revealing strengths you had never fully recognized and helping you discover resilience that remained hidden during easier times. What seemed empty was actually full of quiet transformation. The future being prepared for you required a stronger foundation than the one you previously possessed. The silence was not delaying your progress, it was strengthening the structure that would support everything yet to come. Type Amen if you believe preparation is just as important as arrival. There is something remarkable about reaching a destination after a long period of waiting. Gratitude becomes deeper, appreciation becomes richer, and success carries a different meaning because you understand the value of the journey that preceded it. Many people celebrate visible outcomes while overlooking invisible preparation. Yet the preparation often determines the quality of everything that follows. The unseen work beneath the surface creates the stability that allows future blessings to endure. You have traveled through seasons that demanded courage without recognition. You continued showing up, continued believing, and continued growing even when evidence seemed scarce. That quiet commitment mattered more than you realized. Every step taken in faith, every act of perseverance, and every moment spent choosing hope over despair contributed to the person you are becoming. None of it was wasted. None of it disappeared into emptiness. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. Comment 444 if you are ready for the next chapter of your journey. The silence around you was never empty. It was filled with unseen preparation, hidden growth, and gentle transformation working beyond the limits of ordinary perception. What felt like absence was often presence in a form you had not yet learned to recognize. Now, as you look back across the path you have traveled, many pieces begin to make sense. The pauses, the delays, the closed doors, and the quiet stretches all contributed to a greater unfolding that could not have happened any other way. The person standing here today is not the same person who first entered those silent seasons. You carry more wisdom, more resilience, and more depth than before. Your experiences have shaped you into someone capable of navigating life with greater strength and grace. As new opportunities emerge and fresh horizons appear before you, remember the lessons born from the quiet. Remember that growth does not always announce itself, and preparation does not always reveal its purpose immediately. The silence that once seemed empty was building something beautiful within you all along. My beloved child, move forward with confidence, knowing that every chapter has contributed to your becoming. The road ahead carries possibilities beyond what you currently see, and the strength developed in silence will continue guiding you through every season to come. The story was never about what was missing. It was always about what was being created. And in the sacred stillness you once feared, a stronger, wiser, and brighter version of you was patiently being prepared for the moment you would finally understand that nothing had been empty at all. The realization arrives quietly. It does not burst into your life with loud announcements or dramatic displays. Instead, it settles into your heart like the first golden light of morning entering a room that has been dark through the night, revealing details that were always there but impossible to see before. Suddenly, the moments that once felt meaningless begin connecting like pieces of a hidden mosaic. Every pause carries significance, every detour reveals purpose, and every season of waiting becomes part of a story far more beautiful than the one you imagined while living through it. There is a sacred difference between being delayed and being developed. Delays focus on what has not happened yet, while development focuses on who you are becoming. During those quiet chapters, life was not merely asking you to wait, it was inviting you to grow into the person capable of carrying greater responsibilities, deeper joy, and a clearer sense of purpose. The soul matures differently than the world expects. It does not measure progress through speed or comparison. It measures growth through depth, through wisdom gained from experience, and through the quiet strength that remains steady when circumstances shift unexpectedly. Type Amen if you believe growth is happening even when it cannot be seen. There were nights when your thoughts wandered through memories of what could have been. You replayed certain moments, wondering how different life might look if events had unfolded according to your plans. Yet unseen wisdom was protecting pathways that were never meant to become permanent destinations. Some roads appeared promising because you could see only the beginning of them. The turns hidden beyond the horizon remained invisible at the time. What felt disappointing in one season later became a source of gratitude because it redirected you towards something more aligned with your true path. Time has a way of revealing what emotions cannot immediately understand. What once felt unfair gradually exposes its deeper purpose. What once seemed like rejection often becomes redirection, and what once felt like an ending quietly transforms into the doorway of a new beginning. The heart does not always recognize blessings while they are arriving. Sometimes it identifies them only after enough distance has passed to reveal the complete picture. Looking back, you begin noticing how many unseen protections and quiet opportunities accompanied you through every stage of the journey. Comment 222 if you trust that every chapter has meaning. The silence also taught you how to treasure simple moments. It slowed your pace enough to notice beauty that busyness once concealed. A peaceful morning, a kind gesture, a gentle breeze, or a moment of unexpected calm began carrying significance that previously went unnoticed. Many people spend years chasing extraordinary experiences while overlooking the quiet miracles hidden within ordinary days. Yet some of life's most meaningful transformations occur in simple moments that ask nothing except your presence and attention. As your awareness expanded, so did your appreciation for the path itself. The destination remained important, but the journey started revealing treasures of its own. Lessons, connections, insights, and moments of personal growth became valuable parts of the experience rather than obstacles standing in the way. The silence around you created room for this awareness to emerge. Without constant distraction, your spirit gained the opportunity to recognize what truly nourished your soul and what merely occupied your attention. Type Amen if you are learning to appreciate the journey. There is a quiet dignity in enduring difficult seasons with grace. It does not mean every day feels easy or every challenge feels welcome. It means continuing forward with integrity even when circumstances offer little encouragement and progress appears invisible. You demonstrated that strength more often than you realize. The world may not have witnessed every internal battle, every moment of courage, or every choice to keep going despite uncertainty. Yet those moments mattered. They shaped your character in profound ways that continue influencing your life today. The greatest transformations rarely happen in front of an audience. They unfold in private moments where choices are made, perspectives shift, and resilience quietly grows stronger. These unseen victories often become the foundation for future success. What you survived became part of your strength. What you learned became part of your wisdom. What you endured became part of your story, adding depth and meaning that could never be created through comfort alone. Comment 888 if your challenges have made you stronger. There comes a point when the heart stops resisting the lessons of the past and begins embracing them. Instead of wishing certain chapters had never happened, you start recognizing how they contributed to your growth. The pain may have been real, but so was the transformation it inspired. Healing often begins when gratitude enters places once occupied only by disappointment. Not gratitude for every hardship itself, but gratitude for the strength, wisdom, and clarity that emerged because you continued moving forward through those experiences. You begin noticing that your spirit carries a different kind of confidence now. It is calmer than before, less dependent on external approval, and more rooted in inner certainty. It comes from experience rather than assumption, from endurance rather than convenience. This confidence does not need to prove itself. It simply exists, steady and grounded, because it has been tested by life and strengthened through perseverance. The silence helped build it one quiet day at a time. Type Amen if your faith in yourself has grown through experience. Ahead of you lies another horizon, another chapter waiting to unfold. Yet you step toward it differently now. You no longer interpret every pause as failure or every delay as defeat because you understand something that once seemed impossible to grasp. You understand that life continues working behind the scenes even when visible evidence appears absent. You understand that preparation often happens in hidden places. You understand that silence can be one of the most productive seasons of all. The future will contain new opportunities, fresh beginnings, and moments that remind you how far you have come. It will also contain challenges, because every meaningful journey does. Yet you carry something invaluable into those experiences, the knowledge that you have already survived uncertainty and emerged stronger because of it. The silence around you was never a void. It was a workshop of transformation, a sanctuary of growth, and a sacred space where unseen preparation quietly unfolded. Every moment spent there contributed to the person you are becoming. Comment 555 if you are ready to walk confidently into your next season. And so the story continues. Not as the story of someone abandoned by progress. Not as the story of someone forgotten by possibility. But as the story of a soul that was being prepared with extraordinary care, shaped through patience, strengthened through stillness, and guided through seasons that held far more purpose than they first appeared to contain. The silence around you was never empty. It was preparing you. It always was.